So hi everyone, welcome to the website's call. So we always begin this call with the introduction of our newest members. So is there anyone on the call who is attending the website's call for the first time? Please feel free to introduce yourself to everyone over here. Even if you've been in any other calls before, this has a lot of new set of people, so you can introduce here as well. I can see Manik over here, who I haven't seen in the previous calls. Manik, is this your first time attending the website's call?
Yes. Hello, everyone. Good evening, everyone. My name is Manik Malhotra, and I'm from India. I'm currently in my fourth year, which is it's a 5-year course. I'm doing BTech plus MTech in integrated, information technology. It's an integrated course, and I'm new to this Golang technology. I'm a full stack web developer. Completed React and other stuff.
Okay, great. We have a lot of projects running on React here, so I think you'll have a lot of places to contribute to. Welcome to the community, Manik.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Harkirat, is this your first website's call?
No. No.
You're not audible. Okay, cool. Who else do we have? Who else is attending the call for the first time? So a lot of familiar faces. Saurav, is this your first time attending the website's call?
I've been in a website's call before, like 1 week before. So,
Okay, great. So, right, I don't think we have any other newcomers today. So, everyone who's on the call, just a reminder to add your names in the meeting minutes. And if you have any agenda items that you want to discuss today, you can add them in too. I'll share the link in chat once again.
I guess we have one more newcomer just joined, Jacob.
Jacob was on the last call, if I remember correctly. Jacob, if you want to introduce yourself here once more, you can go ahead.
Yes, I'm Mr. Jacob. I joined the last week call.
Yeah,
I said I'm looking to React and I'm looking forward to contributing to the community.
Thank you, Jacob. Right, so I think we can begin with the items today. If you have anything you want to discuss, please add them in. Right, so the first topic is service mesh patterns. I'll just share my screen. Yep. So I brought this up in the last call as well. I don't think we have Shuvra on the call with us. So basically, there's a website request for the service mesh patterns repository, and this website will be mostly based on the service mesh patterns book that we have over here. So similar idea, but we want a separate website, and maybe later on we can evolve this website into to contain more about service mesh patterns, installation guide and everything like that. So there's a design request for this. So anyone over here on the call who's good with UI UX design, or even if you just want to try your hands in with that, you can signal over here and you can take this forward. We need this website doesn't have to be similar to our layer 5 website. Maybe similar brand colors using like our service mesh patterns logo. You must have seen the brand kit as well. If I go here, So this is a logo, and these are the colors. These are the brand colors that go with this. So maybe based on the similar color scheme, we need a site, but it doesn't have to be completely similar to. In fact, it shouldn't be completely similar to this site. Something new, but dedicated to the website that we have over here. So there's an open design request. Anyone who wants to try it out, you can signal here, you can signal on GitHub or on Slack. If you have any ideas, just reach out to us. So do we have any UI UX designers on the call today? Okay, cool. If you come across someone, you can guide them to this issue.
Yeah. Actually, even if you, this is a good opportunity for everybody that's on the call. If you're here and wanting to get your fingers dirty, get your hands dirty, your fingers busy, that is, well, it's a brand new site. No one has worked on it. No one has put forth any ideas as to what it would look like, other than just Devopriya characterizing the fact that it would be one of the many sites that we curate. And as such, it should try to carry some brand colors. There's a few of those. Devopriya, did you already? Well, there's the link to the brand kit there. Yeah. So yeah, there's the brand kit that. Well, not the brand kit, but the set of brand colors across the different things that we do. So that particular book is, well, it's about halfway drafted. The second chapter of the book tells people how to use Meshery, which is the largest project that we have. And so it's intended to be just a simple site, probably a one-page site, something where we go grab a theme and tweak it. And, it takes about a week or so and we're done. And so, yeah, that's the concept behind it. So you can hardly go wrong, or if you do go wrong, then that's fine. It only took you a little while, and you can try something else. So actually, Saurav, who's on the call, this isn't the same Sharma that was going to try to do a design for the site, is it?
Yeah, I am the same sort of.
Okay, let's have it, man. Where's it at? What do you got?
So, I was working on creating the animated terminal for our website. I've created one terminal animation for the site, which is posted in my local, but there is some issue.
Share your screen if you can.
Just give me 1 second.
Cool, good. No excuses today. It's a no excuse. July 11th. Nice, good. So, by the way, this is open to anyone else who wants to take a crack at the site. And really, if I were any of you, or if it was me that was doing it, I would go to a catalog of themes and pick the one that I like the best. So now the interactive terminal that you're talking about, this has to do with this new pattern site, or this is something else?
I'm working in the Meshery doc site.
So you know what? Hold on to that thought then, because we're still back on the other topic. I thought you might have been someone who had volunteered to work on the pattern site.
Is my screen visible to you all?
It is. It is, but does this have to? If this doesn't have to do with the pattern site, then let's not discuss it now.
Okay.
So I'm getting you confused with someone else. I believe. Let's see, Saurabh. Yep, I am. So Saurabh, hold that thought. We'll come back to you.
Sure.
Cool. Good. Thank you for sharing those. It's going to be good. So you've already got something to share. That's fantastic. So Jacob, so this call, because there's only 15 of us, or how many are there? 10 or so. Everybody here is going to be talking about something and showing something, especially Yash, who's on the call and doesn't have an agenda item. Yash, this will be the end of you if you're not like demoing stuff and showing a lot of stuff that you've been working on. So, and then for everybody else on the call, like Balu, Toby, Manik's been doing stuff. He's got a PR or two up. Harkarat has a couple. Harkarat, we should put up your Docker extension PR. You've got at least 1 or 2 PRs open at the moment. We should absolutely be talking about those. We should be talking about, I'm really still curious about the logic by which we're using in the Docker extension UI to figure out whether or not there's an adapter present or not. That just the logical test, I'm curious as to what that is. So that we should definitely have that as an agenda item. And Subradip, I know you and I talked about the super small change in Meshery UI just to get you going. And so you've either got it today, which I assume you do it, or you don't, which means you're probably not going to work on Meshery UI because it's the smallest change possible. So let's get that on the agenda as well. So today is Accountability Monday, apparently, just to make Mondays even worse than they are. My voice is horrific. I just woke up 20 minutes ago, exactly. And so I'm here just commandeering Deborah Priya's call. I apologize, Deborah Priya. But we're gonna make it a good week, even if Monday hurts us. And so good, so I was calling out most of you because most of you are here doing stuff already. And some of you are here trying to sort of checking out where you might jump in. And so this is the call. This is the one where we're going to figure out where you're going to jump in. And so, Olu, Toby, let's get you an agenda item. Let's see, let's confirm that you've been able to build mesh map, that you've got a Cytoscape canvas, that you're up and running. So please do drop in an agenda item. Got a little bit of background noise here. I'll get that fixed. But Mr. Jacob, is React your thing? Is that kind of your core focus, or is there a different piece of tech? Let's get you something, a piece of this broken out. Oh, React, yeah. Okay, good, yeah. Good, well, it's time to get you a piece of this broken off. Have you seen anything you like thus far? Have you tried to build Meshery UI by chance?
No, I haven't.
Okay. How long have you been working with React?
About a month now.
Okay. Let's not try to break off a piece of Meshery UI for you then. Let's break off a piece of layer5.io or play with Meshery. These are React-based websites, but it's such a major difference between a static content website and Meshery UI, which is a whole different beast.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, let's get you assuming that you'd like to get your hands dirty. Let's find a task. Cool. So actually, maybe the first thing to do, Jacob, is I'm calling you by your last name because it's too early for me to go after your first name. Sorry. That is just to build the website, actually, if you haven't done it yet, layer5.io. That'll cause you enough potential pain. Sometimes it goes easily. Sometimes you're using Windows and then you feel it. And then you pay the piper. Are you using Windows?
Yeah, I use Windows.
Okay. Okay, no problem. There's, I mean, maybe a problem. Have you ever used WSL2?
No, I haven't.
Okay, nice. Yeah, good. There's opportunity to check out this subsystem, this Windows subsystem for Linux, WSL2. It's kind of nice because it gives you. I'm gonna describe it poorly, but something of a virtualized. Well, no, it's not virtualized. Yeah, it is a virtualized environment for Linux running on Windows. It's not
Correct.
it's not a full virtual machine, but anyway, it'll help with respect to potentially building the layer 5 IO site. I think it's a little bit easier on Windows with Gatsby than it is with Jekyll on Gatsby. So maybe it's not too bad.
All right, I'll try to figure it out.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, we'll put a link to the instructions to build the site in Zoom here in just a moment. Good. So now that I've totally rearranged the meeting, I just wanted to make sure, since there was a smaller group today, that all of you get a chance to meaningfully engage. And so back to Mr. Singh, are you ready to talk about Docker Extension UI, the logic that's used?
Yeah, definitely. So just give me a moment.
This is to give everyone else context here. This is about detecting Docker.
Screen visible?
Yep. It's about detecting Meshery applications or adapters and whether or not they're all present. And so, yeah.
So there was previously we have this switch states which tell which adapter we have, which adapter are currently working. So I'm gonna use this switch state and map over, and for those adapters which are not present, I'm gonna kind of use notice tag for that, and I can show the snack bar for which adapters are not present. Kind of my logic is that.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, say it again. Do you actually do a REST call to Meshery to determine whether or not adapters are available?
No. So it's predefined. So the switch state and it's kind of corresponding to adapter name, whether the adapter is present or not. It's it was defined before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got you. So, and then, and what populates the map, the adapters map?
With the mesh adapters or the switch state.
Boy, I'm still waking up, so you have to take it slow for me, I guess. But so if you're just looking at a predefined, the values that you're show me the thing that you're comparing. Are you actually testing to see if the containers are up and running, or are you just testing to see if there's a static list of containers that should be available?
So I would discuss about more on the development goal that is coming this week regarding this issue. So it will be more clear to you as well as to me.
Okay, actually, so this is a good call to help make it more clear for you. And so that's okay. So we haven't gotten a chance to work with each other for a long time just yet, but you've been doing some good work so far and enjoying the community, and that's wonderful. I think you will enjoy this next aspect of the community, I hope, which is there's many things where I'm still learning. There's tons of stuff. There's more stuff that I don't know than I do, but that doesn't stop us. That doesn't stop me from learning them. And so this might be one of those moments where, hey, you haven't either had enough time, either a chance to go through all of it, or some of it's still confusing yet. And so us spending a moment, hopefully in a learning mode, might get you a little bit further. And so let's do this exercise, if you would, if you can, because it's helpful for ensuring that you're bet that you have all of the data points that you need to attack the problem. Can you verbally describe the problem to me or to us?
So
And-
like so if the one of the content like Meshery STU like STU is not working, so we don't tell the user that this is not working. So user doesn't have an idea which adapter is working, which is not. So my kind of ritual was to tell the user that this adapter is not working in the form of snack bar. So my logic.
Nice. Yeah, that's perfect. And then just to help make sure that everybody else is kind of tracking with us, do you have a screenshot, or do you have the extension handy, or a link to the mesh adapters or something?
So no, I didn't get it. Can you repeat it?
Yeah, and then this next part, that's great. You described it very well. That is the challenge. And then I was thinking we could just quickly, for everyone else's benefit, since not everybody is familiar with the extension, that you could kind of lead everyone else along and help them understand kind of what you're doing by sharing a screenshot or the extension itself, or. And so I'm just starting up my Docker environment. Do you have a screenshot of the problem?
My Docker desktop is still. Let me tell you. Just wait.
Okay.
My Docker is just starting. My Docker is still buggy.
No problem. Yeah, so is mine. So good. So that's about right. So those that have used Meshery, it comes with a server and then any number of adapters. Each individual adapter is for a given service mesh. And so when you start Meshery, if for some reason the server starts but one of the adapters doesn't, or in the case of Docker Desktop with the extension, if the extension UI starts, but Meshery server or any of its adapters don't, then we have a problem. And that's what we're trying to figure out here, is how to test for a healthy Meshery deployment. I don't know what's going on with my system. I'm not getting any extensions. Yeah, that's not going to work. And so, gosh, I was just trying to hunt down a screen capture of what we were dealing with. I don't know that I've got it though. So, so you described the issue well. That is the challenge. As you go to approach determining whether or not adapters and Meshery server are present, there's, from the UI extension, you'd be able to make REST API calls to both to Meshery server and to individual adapters. That would be one way of just verifying their presence and the fact that they're available. Alternatively, we could, since we're running inside of Docker itself, we can make Docker engine calls to ask Docker, hey, Docker, are you running these containers? And if so, are they healthy? There's a number of other extensions that have taken that approach as well. And so that's food for thought. To be able to do that, there would need to be changes to the Docker extension, Meshery's extension. There's a proxy inside. Have you seen that proxy running? And anyway, if you haven't, the then this is a good conversation to have inside of the extensions Slack channel, the Meshery Extension Slack channel. And so Harkarat, this is, we won't be able, so I think this has been helpful. Like we won't be able to get the issue fully solved, but at least us discussing it a little bit and kind of looking at, kind of walking through the thoughts that you've had today to date, they will help you, will come to understand a few things, that there's not just the UI in there, but there's also a proxy in there that can be leveraged. You can collaborate with another contributor to have some new Golang written to query Mesh or Docker engine itself. That's one approach. That's decent. And then the other approach of not relying on any static data. I mean, you'd use that static data to say, you know, these adapters have been configured to run. So this is the list that I'll be checking either Docker engine for, or I'll be just trying to talk to Meshery server itself, ask the server, hey, are you present? Good. If so, also, do you have this list of adapters registered and are they available? You know, good. And so there's kind of two ways to go about that test. So I hope that helps. I hope it doesn't confuse more. Which one did we do? Clarify or confuse? Yes, that question is for you, Harikrat. Yes, you are on mute.
Hey, Lee, my internet just, what happened to that? Can you repeat it? For me, it was showing connecting.
Okay, yeah, let me repeat it in the Meshery Extensions Slack channel. It'll probably be one, I might articulate it a little more clearly if I write it down. But I was hoping to just help you think through your approach and the fact that there's two ways, at least in my mind, to verify the presence of a running container. And so I'll articulate that in written word. I know audio is a little bit of a challenge, I think, right now. So. Cool. Okay, good. Well, anyway, I bet you all didn't know that there was yet another UI out there. So there is one. There's an extension UI. It's really small, but it's really important. There's I don't know, 150 new people signing up through that UI every month. So it gets some use. Nice. Okay, good. That's a good topic. Are we ready for the next one?
Just a small note to Harkirat, on your docs PR for the Docker Extension Marketplace, the last image is a little skewed. Like I saw it just before the call. So if you could fix that, we can proceed with it. Was I clear, or was that out?
I just recently pushed a new commit. You can just check out now.
Oh, okay.
I
I'll check
recently
that out.
pushed it. Yeah.
Nice. Well, next up, maybe let's move on down to just randomly now to Meshery UI, if that's all right. Maybe Yash and Zurib and maybe even Harshit. You guys have some things you want to talk about?
Yeah. Let me share my screen.
By the way, the summer haircut that you got going on. it's a no mess, no frills. I love it, man. It's good.
Yeah. Nothing to care about. So from my last update, I made new user preferences page. In the tabs, general page is made, performance is made, and remote one is handled by Manik, I guess. He will be working on it. I'm not sure. And the other thing I worked on was the settings page. I need the icon for the service mesh tab. I can't find anything on material UI icons. And so I've also made PRs. So I guess a review of those PR would be really great. I also have to work on the modal for it. So and Abhinav had a fix for the left navbar this bug, and the bug was showing when the backend is connected. So he fixed it in this PR, I guess. So that's from me. Any review or any update from anyone else on the restructuring, I guess.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I don't know, Gaurav or Harshit, you guys might have.
Yeah, Yash, if you could, like, if you have any blockers, like, you can ask now, or like, could you please share the tracker, so like we can see what all things are done and like what all things are in progress.
I haven't updated the tracker as of now, but someone else, I guess Harkirat was working on the lifecycle cards component and the tracker.
So do we have any tracker for this?
Sorry, we weren't able to hear you.
Okay.
Do you have update on on the lifecycle cards?
Actually, currently I'm doing it, and I was like doing some other PRs, and that's why I was not able to get time to UI restructuring.
Okay, no worries. Let me know if you face any issues.
And yeah, should you like to like talk about the theme referencing, like how we'll be referencing all the themes? I have also shared a link in one of the thread about like making MUI theme creator. So any like, when did you saw that?
Yeah, about the theme kit. Yeah, I remember that. We can
I'll share a link of
yeah,
that in chat.
that would be great.
Nice. So as you guys are working on refactoring Meshery's UI, as we go to like lean into use of a theme and a custom theme fairly strongly, it's nice to be able to use a tool like this to look at what is all configured inside of the theme. One of the things, it looks like you're able to import and export your themes to be able to use the tool to modify them, kind of look across all of the different settings. And then it looked like you can have an account. Like, I'm trying to figure out how we can use the tool to do collaborative review. So like you can have an account, I think a user account on this site, or no? I think maybe it's just like a transient like upload, download for your session. But Yash, you see we have the save icon in the upper right-hand corner of the tool and the gear icon. Like if you click on save, what does that do? It just saves the changes that are okay. And then the gear icon, I thought you could import, export from there. Something. No, okay. So where was I seeing this?
You can save the themes there, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you, when you refresh your page, do those themes stay around, or is that just local storage in your browser?
It stays from me. Yeah.
Okay. So it might just be that what so you guys have an early version of the theme that you're working on, and we're checking that into the Meshery repo. And then I guess, if this tool is helpful to everyone in terms of review, they can individuals can load up that theme into this. So do we have, this is an exercise I'm looking for us to kind of go through and have a working session on, just because we want to scrutinize, each setting. Is the font correct? Did we want to change it? Let's make sure that we get the light and dark theme from the start, right? Right, Harshit? From the start.
Yes, I think dark theme is pretty good for eyes and it looks good. Yes, so we should have a same centralization process from the start. That's my idea.
Yeah. So good. So this is just a sample theme here, obviously, since we're not seeing green everywhere. Otherwise, but yeah, so Yash, do you mind taking an action item to get the current theme that we have in the refactored branch, kind of load it here, sort of initiate or sort of further the conversation in the community about, particular settings? Sort of, if there are some that you're not sure that we would want, or just if you can make a call for review for people, I think that would be good.
Okay. You just want me to copy and make a theme here, right?
Yeah, well, or in concept, I would think like in concept, we've got we have a theme today inside of the refactor branch. If you can confirm that you can bring that into this tool, use the tool to update the theme, use the tool to copy the changes, save them back, and just sort of educate the rest of us on that, then that will help facilitate broad review from everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and if you could like write a small pointers and bullet list on a doc or ClickUp, anything, so that would be much helpful in review.
Okay, I will do that.
Cool. And then going back to Meshery UI for a moment. So the UI that you were showing is the UI that's being refactored. And there's one nice thing that I'm seeing already, which is the URL, the port number that you're running Meshery UI on, I believe is dynamically selected so as to not conflict with other ports that you're already using on your machine, which is great. Like that's just an NPM, or that's not an NPM, but it's a whatever we're using to build it. But anyway, it's a nice feature that we're using to that'd be helpful to have in today in Meshery UI to dynamically select an open port. So that's great. I haven't seen much of this new UI yet, so it's nice to see it. The performance icon looks great, except for the colors. Like, and this is why we want to get a theme going. Is like, I think it's in black. The remote provider is in dark gray. The general one is in the teal, green, blue thing. And so, we'll want to get consistency going. And but yeah, this is good. And then Yash, if you will, as well, as you go to help build collaboration around this, updates inside of the spreadsheet and places where people can jump in if there's components that are left to do, or if there are components that have yet to be reviewed for just consistency, maybe. We are probably going to drop the connectivity wizard in the upper right-hand corner. It looks like the user's area hasn't been done. It looks like there's a few different places where people can come through and help.
Yeah, for the navbar, Abhinav was working on that. I think he fixed that in his PR. It's not much. None of the PR are merged. So we need reviews on the current PR.
Yeah.
And
yeah, that makes sense. There's probably a lot more done than what is being shown. It's just that there's so many open PRs. So definitely go shake down Nitish as an example, or Abhi, Gaurav. They each should give just a bit of time, and we should start to get some of those merged, be able to just make some progress, even if they're not perfect. Cool. Okay. Yash, any other of these that you want to show?
I think I showed them before on the previous calls, I guess, the navbar and navbar dashboard and the life cycle page.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. We should get those. Yeah. Don't hesitate to go rile up some of the other people to give some comments, some review. Nice. Okay. Who's next? What was next? Subradip, are you up?
Hello.
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 Yes, you are audible.
Okay. So let me share my screen. So this is the my screen is visible.
Yep.
Okay. So this is a simple UI change, just changing the color of undeployed checkmarks in the application page. I have shown actually right now I'm running the Meshery UI, but it's having some problem. I don't know what's the happening. Even in navbar is not showing the configuration option here. I'm trying to restart it by log out, but it's showing this unexpected issue. Uh, can you tell me what's happening?
Your backend is not connected. Use make server also together.
I have done this make server, I guess. No, it's running. Actually, I run the build form of using the make UI. Do I need to also run the make server?
You have to use make server also to see the configuration page, I guess, and to see the provider UI and all the. So if you can also use Meshery. So use make server too and make UI together so that you can also see the changes you have made on the UI.
Okay, understood. Okay, but okay. For now, I have the screenshot of this application page. It's a simple UI change for this undeploy button. And I guess Gaurav has asked me to change the color of other configurations also using the same color.
Yeah, and you're using the same color that is used on undeploy button on grid view, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay, great.
Same color.
That's great. What is it? Yeah, can you flip to the grid view real briefly? Oh, you know what it is? Zoom is changing. Zoom makes the Kubernetes button look purple, or the Kubernetes icon. That's probably why it looks a little odd. But if you, in the upper right-hand corner, you see how there's the two buttons, the two modes, a little bit further up to the right, just off of the, yep, little one more down.
Screenshot.
Actually, it's a screenshot. Actually, my Meshery UI is not running right now. I don't know what's the problem with me. I need to restart this.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool. Then I'm
Okay.
sure.
Yeah. If it's visible, I will show then in the meeting.
Yeah, or you can drop a quick video on your PR. That would be much helpful.
Okay, sure. And I guess the Cypress test is failing in.
Yeah, I have commented on that issue. Yeah, Abhi will look into that issue.
Okay.
Cool. And then Devapriya, you might want to bump me off Yeah.
You're sharing, okay. So Sahil is not on the call today. He had some updates on the integration page. So let's go with Gaurav's topic for now. Gaurav?
Yeah, I'll just quickly show. Okay, so currently on layer 5.io website, we are using iframes for like displaying videos and all the things. So iframe, when we are using iframe, so it limits us with some of the properties that like if you want to change the thumbnail and like customize all the properties and all the things. So Gatsby has a plugin for that. So since we are using a layout template for our blogs, news templates, and like other items, so we could just use this Gatsby remark embedded video plugin to have all the features we want for a custom video template. So it will allow us to like add a custom thumbnail for that and setting up all the properties to like display what all things we want over here or not. So Manik has showed interest in that. I'll like assign Manik. So you can just go through all the resources and documentation I provided in the GitHub issue. So yeah, that was a quick update we should have on the Layer 5 website.
Thank you, Gaurav. Right. So there was another request on the layer 5 side, which I brought up on the last call. I'll just quickly show that again. So for a Docker extensions page, this also is in need of some rework, because since Docker extensions are publicly available, we need to point people directly to the marketplace. And I don't think we like this form works, but now the purpose of the form isn't to get people access to Docker extension. For that, we need to guide them as to how and when, where they can get it. So we need that as well. So if anyone, like, even if you're not designing it first, you can directly experiment with this page and add that part in if you want. So that is one quick update that we need. So we've added it to the docs. Harkirat has been at moving forward with that, but we need to add it on the site as well and make this page look prettier. This was one more feature request. So who else do we have? Toby, if you want to share anything, you can add them in the agenda. We can go with you after we hear from updates from Harshit. Yes. Is that cool? Right. So Harshit, I think you're in the last phase for the dark mode conversion, so you can go ahead and
Oh. Okay, so I'm sharing my screen.
Yeah.
Okay, my screen visible? Is my screen visible? Okay, so the last phase, last update is basically we have to change the theme toggler here. So as I discussed with the Lee that we have sometime a sun moon kind of design in this website. So I just added this kind of toggler in this, and this is the last phase. I think Nikhil just reviewed the PR and suggested some change. I changed all of them, and I'm sorry, I will pronounce it not. Subhadir also suggested a change. I also changed that, and Santosh also suggested. So I basically all the changes are done, all the updates are done. The website is reviewed, and this is the last phase. This is. So any reviews on this?
Yeah, nice. Yeah, just to comment on the switcher for a moment, that looks about like we're almost there. That looks about right. The way that I wonder if you go back to the light mode, dark mode might be good to go because it's just the same coloration. Like the moon is green, just like any of the other hyperlinks. Here, the sun being yellow makes intuitive sense, but it also so happens to be like one of the action colors on the site, which makes sense because it's a hyperlink, but it calls maybe too much attention to it. Like it's not the. If you were to make it black, it would, or not black, but like dark gray, whatever the color of the hyperlinks in the same menu are, it would draw less attention to it because it's not what people here are necessarily here to see. It's nice and we want people to use it. But then that way it also looks dark as well. So which is somewhat appropriate because they would be switching to dark mode. So if we could try that, I think we're probably about done. Make it a little bit smaller as well. It's just not the main theme. It's just a side note. And that's what we need to make it look like.
Okay. So basically the colors are the issues here. Okay. I got it.
Yeah, color and size. But yeah,
Color.
otherwise we might want to, because it's not the default color at the moment, it's a little bit of it's a little easier for us to slide into it, to potentially publish it, because that gives us an opportunity for others to find any outstanding issues while not making it the default for everybody that visits. So we're probably right on the cusp of getting it published. That's exciting. So for my part, I need to go do a review to assist. I think others like Olu Watobi, who's not on the call, she was probably being either not diligent enough with her review or just being polite. And that's not what you need. You need a jerk like me to come over and complain and say, that looks wrong. What about this? What about that? You need someone to beat it up because it's a big old deal and we want to get it right. So I promise to put on my jerk hat later today.
It's okay. So we want perfection in this. So we want that kind of reviews. Yes.
Cool. So for everybody that's on the call, I know Harshit, you already did this, but it's worth doing it again. If you can take the link to your latest preview and then let people know that you're bringing forth a brand new dark mode, which is a sweeping change to the site. It's really impressive that you're basically there, but you're looking for final commentary, people to really nitpick and go to each of the pages and call into question whether or not, can you switch to dark mode? Like call into question whether or not the colors that are being used are good, are the right ones or not.
And yeah, a very small thing I noticed. So if you go down, much down, and yeah, if you hover on this About Us button, so yeah, it's showing white text, and if you go a little bit more down, and if you hover this CR projects, so it's showing black text. So like we should be like having some sort of consistency on showing.
Yes, actually, I got your concern, but in a white theme, I just copied it from a white theme. That in white theme, it's not changing to a black. So I just in a black theme also, it should not change to. I just taken that. But I think you are right here. This also should change. But that's what I think the design agreed on when the CR was created.
This looks fine. Yep.
Anything else?
Harshit, if you go to the page where we have the Docker extension call out, I think the Meshery page, I think, not this one, the call out. If you go to Meshery, go down. Yeah, I think this, like it, you could have the text in black. I just think it looks a little dull in the dark mode. So maybe just the text in black should do the trick.
I think you're right. This is looking a little dull here.
Yeah.
Yes, I will do that. It's easy. Anything else on this? Okay, so I think one final question from my side, that which color should I prefer here? I want to ask that in that final bit I have to choose
Right.
for this.
Light.
Which?
Light. The light theme. Is that what you're asking?
Yes, this sun color. What should I? Which color should I choose for this?
The same color as the other hyperlinks on the mega menu.
Okay, so this kind of color. Okay, I will do that.
Nice.
So I think I should stop sharing. I think everyone is done with this. Thank you.
Cool. This is great. Yeah, please do send out a link. I'm asking people to beat it up. Beat it up. If it doesn't get more beat up, it just makes the confidence low when we merge. So
Okay. Okay, I will
everyone,
share in.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, continue.
Cool. Thanks. Yeah. That's good. Yeah. Good. Nice. Well, we're basically at the top of the hour, but did we miss? So Olu told we missed some of her updates, but Akil was just saying something about kind of thinking about a marketplace. And Akil, refresh my memory if you would. There was a set of integrations that Sahil has been working on. Is that what you were thinking about with respect to marketplace? Oh, the highlighted one. Yeah, let's see. Oh, that one. Oh yeah. Oh, very good. Yeah, that's fantastic. By the way, Harkarat might be Harkarat, and who else? There were a couple of people that were working on Meshery docs update for the Docker extension, and so that's good. What do you call it? It's just good context. But yeah, totally that page needs updated.
Akhil, I don't think there's an issue existing. I'll open one and then assign it to you. Okay. So yeah, we're 3 over, and I think we've covered all the topics today. Yep, except for Sahil's. I'll tell him to give updates on some other call maybe this week. All right. So thank you everyone for joining. Thank you, Lee, for taking the meeting forward. See you all next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
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 Thank you.